Hi and welcome to part one of a three-part series I'm calling Getting the Most Out of Your Traxxas jato. In part one we're going to be looking at how we can double the fuel tank capacity of the Traxxas jato, and basically we do that by adding a secondary tank. In part two of the series we're going to be looking at a remote start system, so we'll be able to start the jato from a transmitter rather than using an easy start. And thirdly, we're going to be looking at a remote stop system. So instead of manually pinching the tubing that goes into the carburetor or blocking the exhaust, we're going to also use the remote to stop the vehicle. Very cool. But today we're going to focus on doubling the fuel tank capacity. So what we're going to need is, of course, a secondary fuel tank, a Traxxas jato fuel tank. We're going to need a cable tie, we're going to need a rubber band, we're going to need some Velcro, and we're also going to need some thick double-sided tape, and you'll see why we need it to be thick shortly. Right, okay, so first thing we need to do is take off the cover, and we need to figure out the best spot for the fuel tank to go. Now, because fuel tank's empty, we need to put it in a position where the emptying of the fuel tank isn't going to unevenly distribute the weight of the vehicle. So obviously the best place for it is going to be in the centre of the vehicle where the existing one is. So obviously we've got a spot right here, and we're going to stick our secondary fuel tank right on top of that transmitter box. So we're going to need to remove this pipe or tubing here, and we need to put some Velcro on top of this transmitter box cover. So we're going to remove that now, and I have a second cover which I've already prepared, and I've put the furrier softer Velcro on here straight on top of the transmitter box, so we're not using that thicker spongier double-sided tape yet. So we're going to just clip that in there like so. I'll get that in there and avoid the transmitter cables. So that's in there. So now we've got a nice sticky smooth surface for our fuel tank to go onto. Okay, next we need to prepare the bottom of the fuel tank, and what you'll note is there's a little reservoir at the bottom of the fuel tank, and that actually is quite annoying in the sense that we can't put it directly onto the Velcro as it is, because it sticks down and we don't have a smooth surface. So that's the point of the double-sided tape. We pack up before we put the Velcro on, and we cut around that little reservoir. So when the Velcro goes on, it's actually slightly higher than that reservoir, so we can now stick it on top of there, and we've got a nice surface. You'll also note that I've niched out a little section here. The reason I've done that is because there's a little lip on the existing fuel tank as well, and that little nicked out section enables us to fit that on there nicely, like so. And that's also flush, and there's no rocking and there's no rolling. The tie here is used to wrap around and go through the clip that holds the receiver box on, and the idea of the tie is to prevent the Velcro from being pulled on all the time when you're trying to refuel. So we take this little clip here, and we poke it, if I can see it, poke it back in and through the hole in the cover, like so. And now when you go to open, it's pulling on the cable and not pulling on the Velcro. Now at the back, remember, we've got that little rubber band. The purpose of the rubber band is it stretches and it goes over a little knob here at the back, which just attaches onto the motor of the Easy Start, and that again just pulls down on the back and keeps the back firmly fixed onto the Velcro. So that's fixed on there now, and all we need to do now is add the piping back in. So we fix the piping in the back. So the tube which we removed from the exhaust now goes into the back of the secondary tank, and the tubing that goes into the top of the secondary tank goes back down and into the exhaust system, like so, and that all adds to the stability as well. So once it's in there, it ain't going nowhere. that's locked in good. That's solid. So we're good to go now. The final thing we need to do, of course, is we need to just make a slight adjustment to the body of the jato. Traditionally, the jato just has a small square and a small hole that allows the antenna to go through. What we need to do is we need to extend that all the way across, simply because the lid now, or the tip of the lid, is going to come through the corner of the window. So we've cleared that out. You'll see in a moment, once I put the lid on, how it's all going to fit. So everything clicks in place. The lid is going through there nicely. I'll put the clips back in. 1, 2, okay, 3 and 4. Okay, so that goes all into place like so. Body's on. You can just probably see the edge of the lid there, and we're good to go. So now we've effectively doubled the running time of the jato. Now you might be wondering, well, what about refueling? How do you refuel that? Obviously you've got to take the cover off. Well, yes and no. You can still refuel your existing fuel tank the same way. Just pull on the little attachment lever here at the back. You put your fuel in, fill up. Now to refuel the second tank, all you need to do is unclip the front two clips, finger at the back, thumb on the existing or secondary lid, pull up, then refuel. That's simple. So very convenient system. And that's it, you're away to go. So you've doubled your fuel capacity, you've still got your cover on, so it's still looking mint. Yeah, and let's face it, a secondary fuel tank, jato fuel tank, they aren't that expensive. A little bit of Velcro, a little bit of double-sided tape, a tie, a rubber band, and you've doubled the enjoyment or the running time of the jato just like that. By adding the extra fuel tank, you're going to add an extra 1.7% in weight on the fuel tank alone. When it's full, it's going to be more like 3.7, 3.8%. So not enough to make any significant difference to the performance of the vehicle. So there you have it. So thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time when we look to add the remote starting system to the jato. So till next time, have a great day.